Hi, it's your pal Steamed Hams. Join me as I discuss topics in the nerd world such as gaming, movies, cartoons, toys, and whatever else may have you. You can find me on the socials as SteamedHams81, on Twitch, Twitter, currently known as X, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, and as The Unforgettable Luncheon on Facebook. Also, check out Steamed Hams Merchtorium. Links to all are in the description of this podcast. And don't forget to try my new fan mail link where you can send me a text and tell me how I'm doing. Click that link and send me a message. The Unforgettable Luncheon, nerd comedy at its okayest. It's Christmas! That wonderful time of year filled with joy, togetherness, and presents. But in the 80s and 90s, we also had the yearly tradition of Christmas specials. Whether it be a regular episode of a show, a one-off special episode, or a whole new one-time show, you had Christmas specials galore. But the oddest one, to no one's surprise, was the 1985 He-Man and She-Ra Christmas special. This contains some of the most bizarre content of a He-Man episode by far, and that's saying something if you've ever watched He-Man. So sit back, grab a cup of hot cocoa, and let's get ready to talk about the He-Man and She-Ra Christmas special today on the Unforgettable Luncheon. Hi, it's your pal Steamed Hams. I hope you're ready for an unforgettable luncheon. Ah yes, He-Man and Christmas. Two things that couldn't be more opposite of each other. One is about fun, happiness, and commercialism. The other one is Christmas. So why would our favorite 30-minute toy commercial from the 80s get a Christmas special? Why? To sell more toys, of course. The 1985 special was meant to sort of, quote-unquote, pass the baton to She-Ra. Now, for those of you who don't know, She-Ra was like the female version of He-Man. It was to appeal to girls the way He-Man appealed to boys. So they wanted a whole toy line that was similar, connected, and obviously they brought a show with it. So the thing is He-Man's series was ending, She-Ra's was just beginning. So they needed a solid way to connect the two, introduce more characters that could be made into toys. So why not have a Christmas episode to sell more toys? Our story begins during winter in Eternia. Christmas time? The heroes of Eternia and Etheria are decorating the palace for the twins' birthday. For those of you who don't know, He-Man and She-Ra are twins who were separated at birth. Now, the scene basically introduces and name-checks various She-Ra characters for the first time. You know, to get their names out there so all the kids know who they're going to beg their parents for. You have such earth-shattering creative names like Perfuma, who can make flowers, Flutterina, who has butterfly wings, and Peekaboo, who has the power of peacock feathers coming out her ass. They don't really go into her powers right here and now, but later on you find out she can see things across the universe. But, I mean, kids will still want them, right? While all that is going on, Prince Adam and Man-at-Arms are putzing around building a rocket called the Sky Spy to avoid getting out of decorating, I'm sure, and to spy on Skeletor from the sky, hence the name Sky Spy. It was a toy that was never sold. You know, like Skeletor's sure to notice a rocket flying past multiple times. Like, what the hell is that? You know, it's not very covert if you ask me. But we all know the real reason they're building this. It's not to spy on Skeletor. They're trying to get shower and sunbathing pics of Evil Lynn. The lengths some guys will go to not pay for an OnlyFans? I guess. Orko shows up and decides he wants to play with the damn rocket. He wants to get in there and pretend he's flying it. Of course, Orko being Orko accidentally launches the damn rocket, and they don't realize that he's in it. The rocket is spotted by Skeletor and his B-Team henchmen, Too Bad, Spikor, Webstore, and Clawful. In their own little ship, just tooling around Eternia for some reason. I mean, why does he have the B team in this special? Well, I'm sure like Beastman, Merman, Evelyn, Trapjaw, they're probably on holiday PTO. It's Christmas after all. Of course, He-Man and She-Ra catch on to this and they're like, shit, we gotta go stop this ship and stop Skeletor. So they kick Skeletor and the B-Team's asses. But before they can reach the ship, Orko decides he's going to try a spell to, get the ship to land. But, seeing as how Orko's spells are about as effective as a paper condom, he instead teleports the ship to Earth and crashes. He meets two Earth children, Alicia and Miguel, who were out in the woods finding a Christmas tree and got lost. As kids do in the 80s, we always had to think, it's 10 p.m., do you know where your children are? The fuck I do. So, he saves them, and they go back to the ship to keep warm, and they tell him the story of Christmas. Well, not entirely going on to the whole, it's about Jesus and all that. They mention the wise men, but then they talk about Santa, of course, because, two different things. Back in Eternia, the gang uses a locator to find the ship. When a set of numbers that's totally not a Swiss bank account they were trying to get money into pop up, showing the ship's coordinates. Queen Marlena recognizes them as Earth's coordinates because, well, she's from Earth. But Earth has coordinates that look like a Swiss bank account? I mean, I'm from Earth, and I don't even know our coordinates. I don't know if we have galactic coordinates. They figure out that, holy shit, Orko's on the ship, because they found his book. So they're like, we have to rescue him. Man-at-Arms suggests using his transport beam to teleport him back. Just one slight problem. It's powered by a crystal that doesn't exist on Eternia. Okay, time out. Why would you build a machine that's powered by something you don't have on your planet? That's like me building a machine to mow my lawn and saying, it needs unobtainium to run. What's unobtainium? It's something from a movie. So, self-defeating purpose? But of course, Adora says, hey, I think there's one on Etheria. Let me call She-Ra and check. And of course, she runs off, turns into She-Ra, and skedaddles out to Etheria. With the help of Mermista, a mermaid. Who would have guessed that she was a mermaid? She defeats the fearsome creature known as, wait for it, you're going to like this one, it's one of the most creative names they've got, the Beast Monster, and claims the crystal. But before she can skedaddle back to Eternia, She-Ra and her horse Swiftwind are captured by the Transformers knockoff known as, wait for it, you're going to love this one, the Monstroids. Yes. Apparently the writers were just taking the first thing that came to mind. It's like, so what do we call this monster? It's like a beast something, a monster something, a beast monster. Hey, great job. Well, we're moving on. Okay, next thing. These big robots, they're monsters, they're androids, monstroids? Yeah, great. Okay, we're good. So, of course, they trap She-Ra in a bubble, and they transform to run back to their headquarters to prepare for battle. And by transform, I mean one becomes a rocket, one becomes a tank, and one just transforms into Superman flying, and they take off. It's like, weren't they already ready for battle? I mean, you turned into a tank, a rocket, and you're just flying. I mean, aren't you ready for battle already? What do they have to do? Like, a dance? Do they have to go pound some giant robot-sized energy drinks? I don't know. Of course, while they're gone, leaving She-Ra completely unattended like a Bond villain, she turns her sword into a blowtorch because, of course, she can turn her sword into just about anything. I don't want to go into what I think it could be turned into because I'm sure that's what she does, but, she turns it into a blowtorch, cuts through the bubble, and they hightail it the fuck out of there. Back on Eternia, the gang is able to transport Orko, the ship, and the kids, and their Christmas tree back to Eternia. The kids, of course, tell everybody about Christmas, but then they're also told that it'll be a few days for the crystal to charge up to send them home. The kids are upset that they're going to miss Christmas. Not that their parents are going to worry that they're missing. We're going to miss Christmas. So the queen decides to do what every December baby's nightmare is, and made her kid's Christmas party or birthday party into a Christmas party. Yeah. So glad I was born in November. While all this is going on, Skeletor and his pal Hordak are summoned by their boss, Horde Prime, not affiliated with Amazon Prime, who's just a big cloud of smoke. He thinks the Christmas spirit is what's going to stop his rise to power. Not He-Man, not She-Ra, not Chuck Norris, but Christmas, like every villain in a Christmas frickin' movie. So he offers a reward to Beavis and Bonehead to capture Alicia and Miguel and bring them back so that he could, I guess, off them. I don't know if killing them will really get rid of the Christmas spirit. We don't know. Cut to the kids hanging out with Bo, one of She-Ra's little male companions, who with them sings the most half-assed Christmas song in history. They're attacked by Hordak in his dick-shaped helicopter. I'm not even making this up. I swear, it's literally, my friends and I called it the penis copter, okay? Bo is immobilized by a white beam shot out of the tip, and just the tip, of the penis copter, and the kids are kidnapped with a tractor beam. They don't get far. The Monstroids, take the penis copter down in the most totally not suggestive way possible, and, ground it. They kidnap the kids because they want to make a deal with Horde Prime and scare off Hordak and his minions. To the penis copter! The kids meet the robotic people known as the Manchines, who help the kids and Orko escape and defeat the Monstroids with the help of He-Man and She-Ra. Now, they hang around with a specific Manchine named Zipper, who totally does not sound like he's doing like the worst Bill Cosby impression possible. Because, back then a Bill Cosby impression was not problematic. During the battle, Skeletor shows up and absconds with the kids and a Manchine puppy named Relay, because you gotta have a puppy. Hordak shoots down Skeletor's sky scooter, crashing in a mountain range and having to hoof it to Horde Prime for his prize. During the trip, Skeletor starts to feel his heart grow 3 sizes like the Grinch, and he shows kindness to kids by giving them jackets to withstand the cold, taking Relay along so he doesn't freeze, and protecting the kids from a snow monster. Totally not the abominable snowman from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. The kids tell him about Christmas, and he keeps trying to reassure himself that he's a bad guy. He shouldn't be being nice. Why am I being nice? I don't know. It's a Christmas special. Now, of course, Horde Prime pulls up, for the meet, and, He-Man, She-Ra, and Orko also show up because they're like, yes, back to kids. But of course, so does Hordak, because he wants the kids, he wants the reward. Why the fuck not? So, he knocks out Skeletor and distracts the others with his little Horde troopers. And just before Horde Prime can claw game the kids up into his ship, I'm not even kidding, it's like a little claw comes out, Relay revives Skeletor, who shoots down Horde Prime's ship. Horde Prime gets pissed and tries to shoot Skeletor, but He-Man and She-Ra toss the ship into space before he can fire, basically saying, fuck you, we're strong, you're not, get out of here. The kids thank Skeletor, much to He-Man's surprise, and Skeletor, like so many others, is just relieved that Christmas only comes once a year. Kind of like me. Yeah, only comes once a year, so he only has to be nice once a year. Yeah. Now, back at the palace, the heroes celebrate their first Christmas, and Adam is dressed as Santa. He gives the kids rocket belts, and Man-at-Arms transports the kids back home to their parents, who you would think would be sending out like search parties and calling the cops because their kids were lost in the woods for 3 days. But no, they're just like, hey, you're home, cool. Where were you at this time? And, so it must be like a regular occurrence. Kids just disappear. Side note, the parents, I shit you not, they kind of look like Linda Carter married Captain Lou Albano. For you youngins, Google them, okay? Although Linda Carter was in the Super Troopers movies as the governor, and Captain Lou Albano was Captain Lou Albano. You know, I don't know about you, but if my kids like went out to the woods and disappeared for like a day even, I'd be like, shit, 911. But no, of course not. Now, the He-Man and She-Ra Christmas special was your standard 80s Christmas special, complete with the usual weirdness from He-Man, even a little PSA at the end to talk about how Christmas is not celebrated by everybody, but the Christmas spirit is everywhere. Yeah, you see it these days. Mm-hmm. You know, it's not to say it's not a classic. I mean, it's a yearly watch for me. I own 2 different copies of this movie. But if you can't find it on DVD, which is not hard to find on Amazon, you can find it for free on YouTube. So, check it out. This seriously has to be seen to be believed. Well, that's it for another unforgettable luncheon. You can find me on the socials as SteamedHams81 on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, and as the Unforgettable Luncheon on Facebook. And don't forget to check out my store, Steamed Hams Merchatorium. New items being added all the time. Recently, I just added a candle with little man Chuck's face on it. I am working on phone cases right now, believe it or not. So, links to all of these are in the description of this episode. I'm your pal, Steamed Hams. Join me next time when the topic will be something nerdy.